Hey everyone, thank you for joining me tonight on virtual guided meditation. I've been giving some consideration to tonight's Dharma talk, and what keeps landing for me to talk about is guidance, and in particular, the difference between guidance and advice. And what prompted this thought was or is, as an adult, we find ourselves often looking for guidance and direction. And sometimes we hear ourselves say that, give me a sign, show me the way. And it could be about job, it could be about relationships, it could be kids, about health, it could be about a million different things. But as adults, we still require guidance and direction and clarity. And as an adult, I think we need to know everything, or we think we need to know at least what we want, or how to say what we want. So we ask for guidance. Give me guidance, guidance, guidance. And it's really good if you go to someone who is emulating something in their life that you like and admire. So like somebody who's never been married and never settled down with anybody ever would probably not be the person you'd go to for advice or guidance on relationships, because they may not have mastered that aspect. So it's important to look towards the people who you see as having created a part of their life in a way that resonates in what you kind of are after and what you want. And it's good to seek those people out, financial planners and people who have done well with finances. You could seek their guidance and their advice. However, you're also your own best knower, and we give ourselves really good guidance. We just don't know how, or we don't think we know how, I should say. And that's when our intuition and going inward comes in. Is that, we can go to other people for guidance on anything and everything, and that's important to get perspectives that you might not have thought of for yourself otherwise. That's super important. And going to the person who is reputable in that domain is key. And going inward and asking yourself, like, how do I want to feel? How do I currently feel? What direction will bring me towards what I'm looking for? That's the inner guidance. And I know myself, I've so many times, show me the signs, show me the way, show me. And I know better, go in. Nothing out here is going to show that to me. I'm going to show that to me. And sometimes, most times, when we keep asking for guidance outside of ourselves, and when we feel like we're not getting an answer, it's because the answer's not out here. We haven't taken the time to integrate it and really, truly go inward and sit and be with what we're feeling about whatever it is we want guidance on. So guidance comes from experts and they offer perspective, yes, and that's important, absolutely. And it comes from you. And actually, ultimately, it comes from you. Inside, feel your way through things. The feeling of, I don't know how I feel, is a feeling. That's giving you guidance. That's giving you perspective. In the same note, advice is not guidance. Advice is hearing someone go, I did this and that worked for me. That's advice. That's not necessarily guidance. And normally when we ask people for their opinions, they're giving us advice versus guidance. Guidance is someone's taking your situation and almost probing and getting you to come to your own answers. That's guidance. Advice is, oh, I do this. This is what I do. You should do that too. It works. It worked for me, so it must work. And that's very rarely helpful. Very rarely helpful. Maybe it is helpful in a recipe. Like, oh, I tried applesauce instead of butter. I don't know. You guys know me. I don't bake, so I don't know why I use that as an analogy, but it came up inside me. But it applies in very few areas, advice. We always want to turn to guidance, hearing outside guidance, and then integrating that guidance inside, not taking advice just because someone suggested advice. This is what worked for me. On the same note, when are you giving guidance to someone asking you for your perspective versus advice? And I guarantee 90% of the time, if not more, you are often giving advice, which we just said isn't very helpful. And why am I bringing this up? One, because you don't like advice. So in order to be that lamplighter of the world and that person that's here to hold space and heal and be of service to others, whatever that means in the moment, it could be to your coworker at school who's looking for guidance or an ear, and here you are spewing advice at them. It's not helpful. It's not a lamplighter. A lamplighter is, it's not about me. What worked for me isn't necessarily what they're asking. And you're going to start becoming aware of, when do I offer guidance versus advice? So on that note, let us get ourselves ready and settled for our meditation tonight. And you can choose to turn off your lights or keep them on. It's up to you, whatever is comfortable and available for you. And once you are settled, and as I always mention every week, make sure you are as upright as is comfortable for you. If you have pain issues or are unable to sit up straight, then you can lay down or recline. But other than that, really practice good posture. Best not to have yourself sitting like on top of one leg. Make sure your pelvis is even or parallel to the surface you're sitting on. And go ahead and close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out your mouth. I want you to just feel what it feels like to breathe deliberately, deeply, and slowly. You can try breathing in through your nose and out your mouth. And if your nose is stuffy, if you have a cold or sinus infection or deviated septum and nose breathing is not possible or doesn't feel good, then simply breathe in and out of your mouth. What's important is the slow, deliberate, deep breaths. And only go as slow and as deep as your body wants you to go in each breath. Bring your breath all the way down into your stomach so that with every inhale, your stomach blows up like a balloon. And then with every exhale, it contracts. And simply practice this deep breathing, allowing your body to begin to slow down. And if there are any distractions outside of the walls of your home or your room. Notice them and simply bring your attention back to your breath. You can allow the distractions to be a part of your meditation. They do not need to pull you away from yourself. And begin to feel your body relaxing and just letting go. Imagine all of your muscles just loosen just a little bit more. Feel your shoulders fall away from your ears. And feel your hands and forearms fall into your lap or to your side as you release your biceps and your triceps. And feel the clenching and tension in your stomach just release. Feel the tension and clenching of your legs, your butt, your thighs, your pelvis, your hips. Let it all just release just a little bit more. Imagine all of your facial muscles begin to just melt. Imagine your face and any tension in your forehead, your temples, your eyes, your eyebrows, your cheeks, your teeth, your tongue, your lips, your chin, your jaw. Just allow all of it to simply melt away. Imagine the back of your neck just releasing any tension, which sets off a chain reaction of relaxation from the base of your skull all the way down to the base of your spine. You can imagine your spine is like a kinked chain or necklace. And just imagine, use your imagination and pretend that all of the kinks in the chain release and let go. Relax your chest, your upper back, your rib cage, your diaphragm, your mid-back, your solar plexus. Allow it all to just relax. Sit for a few moments of silence as you go deeper and deeper into relaxation, being aware of your breath and the heavy relaxation of your body. Just go deeper and deeper into relaxation, into quiet, into stillness. Allow your body to just slow down. And I want you to begin to imagine that your body slowly begins to shrink down. So use your imagination and imagine you can shrink yourself down to the size of a grain of sand. Imagine just a grain of sand is now placed where you were sitting before. And imagine that grain of sand has awareness. Imagine that grain of sand has eyes to look out into the room, and it sees your room and your space as an enormous area. Everything is gigantic in relation to this teeny grain of sand. The ceiling might as well be infinity away. The chair itself may as well be the continent of North America. Just allow the grain of sand to exist amongst this enormous environment. And this grain of sand has to do nothing. It only exists as it is right here, right now, on your chair. There's no tasks for it to do. There's no way to look, or way to act, or way to feel. Simply a grain of sand being a grain of sand. And using your imagination, imagine that a life-size human energy walks itself, floats itself into your room and goes directly towards the grain of sand. And this energy, this large human shape and energetic form, spots the grain of sand and picks it up by pinching it gently in between its fingers. And they place this grain of sand in the palm of their other hand, cradling this sand, treating this sand as if it's the most valuable gem in the world. And they roll that grain of sand around in the palm of their hand, which is the most loving, supportive space you've ever found yourself. And feel them as they close their hand up tight and warm around you, the grain of sand. They begin to carry you away outside of your room. And they begin to float or fly upwards, holding you tightly. You're safe and snug. And this person is carrying you to a whole other dimension, bringing you to a whole other level of being. And all you know is that you're safely warm and cozy. Everything is perfect. You are loved. You are safe. You have a purpose. And that purpose is simply to be. When they finally reach their destination, they are enveloped by white light. Their body and the outline of their body becomes the white light. And although you're still in the palm of their hand, you can't see the hand and you can't see the person. You can just feel their support and love as they carry you. They're carrying you through this white light. And feel yourself getting completely penetrated by this white light. You're absorbing and pulling it all in. This white light is infusing the grain of sand self with being, with energy, with pure consciousness. You're getting energized and relaxed at the exact same time. Imagine the white light is clearing up and cleaning up any old memories, just data from your past that simply does not need to be held on to. And imagine the memories of your past are wiped clean and cleaned up so that you remember fully the memories that serve you well. And you erase, delete, or let go of any of the data of the past that simply doesn't help you or serve you in the now. You don't have to worry about losing memories. There's nothing that will be lost. It's like we're cleaning off the dust off a shelf. Erasing the memories and data that just are cluttering up your being. And imagine your mind is a completely blank slate. And allow any thought about yourself to just bubble up from within. Any thought at all. You don't have to go find it, just listen for it. And if that thought about self is pleasant, loving, positive, if it moves you in a forward direction or gives you peace, then that is your thought about self for right now. If the thought came along with self-doubt or fear, lack, inadequacy, or being less than, then re-enter the white light and forcefully, mindfully, and deliberately allow a better thought to bubble up. Your thoughts about self do not need to be extravagant. They simply need to let you feel peace or love, inspiration. They need to move you in a positive emotional state. It can even be a neutral emotional state. But the white light does not hold negative emotional states. So cleanse yourself of the white light once again and allow a better thought about yourself bubble up. And focus in on this better thought, this perception of yourself that moves you forward in a gentle, loving, positive way. And imagine this is your program. This is the program of how you think, you feel, and you behave. It that everything you do in waking state revolves around this positive statement. You bring forward the energy, awareness, consciousness, beingness of this statement into every moment since the time you wake up. You bring this with you as you brush your teeth, as you get ready for work or to begin your day. This statement is your program. This is who you are and who you show to the world. And anything in opposition to this statement simply doesn't hold for you anymore. This statement is how you show up to every person, both close to you and strangers alike. This is who you are bringing forward. This is your highest and best self that makes you feel you have purpose and direction. That you can be fully your authentic self and give that to everyone, everywhere you go. And if you should forget to bring this part of yourself forward and through, you will notice right away and you will return back to this program. And you will show up for yourself as this self. And feel the magic of this program, this awareness, this beingness of yourself, and feel yourself completely grown back up to the size you are right now, existing both in the light and sitting on your chair that you started this journey. The light is here now. The light is all around you in your room right now. That program, that statement, that mindfulness, that consciousness, that beingness, that is your program. That is who you are. There is no going back. You bring this self with you. Even as we come to a completion of the meditation, you hold on to this being. As you go to bed tonight, as you wake up tomorrow, as you go through your day tomorrow, and every day after, this is the beingness you bring forward with you. This is who you are, and this is who you want to be. Everything else is a lower vibrational self that you no longer resonate with. Repeat your statement, your programming, so that you remember it. See yourself writing it down as a reminder and placing it in front of you wherever you go. And there's no external reward. People may notice this about you or they may not. And that external reward or validation is not what fuels this self. What fuels it is you living it, being it, knowing it, doing it for yourself, through yourself, as yourself. Make that conscious commitment once again to yourself right here, right now. As you're coming back into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes. As you're coming fully back into your body, you do not need to question or process or wonder anything about your statement of being and consciousness. Just know that that is your programming. That is who you are. After tonight's meditation, you'll write it down. And this is your map moving forward. And if you haven't started moving or wiggling your toes or twisting or stretching, go ahead and do that now. Ask your body, what gentle movement does it need and want in this moment, and then give it that. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come fully back into presence right here, right now. Allow yourself with full waking awareness to just reflect back on that whole exercise, holding on to that commitment of yourself, that new program, that beingness of who you are. I highly suggest, when you can, to write down what that statement is so you don't forget it. You can type it down in the chat for everyone else to see, if that helps concretize it. Many of you will want to log off at this point and go on about the rest of your evening. If so, you can go ahead and do that at any point. I always suggest staying on for the conversations we have afterwards, because I do always feel that those are the most beneficial. And even talking about our experiences brings it to another level and layer. You get to choose which you prefer to do. Thank you for letting me lead you this evening, and I look forward to hearing all about the conversation afterwards. Have a good night.